Hello, friends. Welcome back. Today, I want you to look up. Look at the sky. What do you see? Do you see the blue sky? Do you see the white clouds? Sometimes the clouds look like cotton. Sometimes they look like sheep. But where do they come from? Today's story answers that question. It is a story about a very special old woman. Her name was Elara. Elara did not live in a house like you and me. She lived on the very top of the highest mountain in the world. The mountain was so high that it touched the stars. Nobody visited Elara. It was too high. She was all alone. But Elara had a job. She was a weaver. Do you know what a weaver is? A weaver is someone who makes cloth. But Elara did not make t-shirts. She did not make blankets. She wove the clouds. Elara sat on the mountain peak. She had a big wooden machine. It's called a loom. Click, clack, click, clack. She took the morning mist. She took the water from the air, and she spun it into thin white thread. Then she wove the thread into beautiful clouds. If the world needed a sunny day, she made small, thin clouds. If the world needed shade, she made big, fluffy clouds. When she finished a cloud, she blew on it, whoosh, and the cloud floated down to the world below. Elara was happy. She loved the sky. She looked down at the earth. She saw the green forests. She saw the blue rivers. She said, "The world is beautiful because I give it water." But one year, something bad happened. The summer was very hot. The sun was angry. It shone down on the earth like fire. Elara tried to make clouds. She reached into the air to catch the mist, but the air was dry. There was no water in the air. She tried to spin her thread, but the thread broke. Day after day, the sun burned the earth. Down below in the valleys, the rivers dried up. The water disappeared. The green grass turned brown. The trees dropped their leaves. The animals were thirsty. The people were thirsty. Elara looked down from her mountain. She saw the people looking up at the sky. She heard them praying. "Please," they said, "please give us rain. We are dying." Elara felt a pain in her heart. She wanted to help, but she had no water to make clouds. The sky was empty. Elara sat by her loom. She was very sad. She looked at her hands. They were old and wrinkled. She looked at her hair. It was long and silver white like the moonlight. She thought, "I have no water. I have no mist. What can I use to make a cloud?" She looked at her silver hair. It looked like rain. She looked at the tears in her eyes. They were made of water. Elara made a decision, a brave decision. She said, "I will make one last cloud, the biggest cloud, the rain cloud." But to make this cloud, she needed something special. She did not have mist, so she used her own energy. She used her own life. Elara started to work. Click, clack, click, clack. Usually she sang when she worked, but today she was silent. It was hard work. She took the silver from her hair. She put it into the loom. She took the sadness from her heart. She put it into the loom. She wove the cloud. The cloud started to form. It was not white. It was gray. It was heavy. It was full of cool, sweet water. Hour after hour, Elara worked. Her hands started to bleed. Her back hurt. She became weaker. Her skin became pale. As the cloud grew bigger, Elara grew smaller. She was giving her life to the cloud. Night came, then morning came. Elara did not stop. She could hear the children crying in the village below. "Just a little more," she whispered. "Just a little more." Finally, on the third day, the cloud was finished. It was magnificent. It was huge. It was dark gray and purple. It was heavy with cool, sweet water. Elara was very tired. She could not stand up. She lay down on the cold rock of the mountain. She put her hand on the cloud. "Go," she whispered. "Go and save them." She pushed the cloud. Whoosh! The giant cloud floated down the mountain. It went over the brown fields. It went over the dry river. And then, boom! Thunder rolled, and the rain fell. Pitter, patter, pitter, patter, then splash, splash. It rained for 3 days and 3 nights. The dry ground drank the water. The brown grass turned green again. The river filled up with water. The children ran outside and danced in the rain. They opened their mouths to drink the sky water. "Thank you," they shouted. "Thank you, Cloud Weaver!" When the rain stopped, the world was fresh and new. The people were happy. They wanted to thank the old woman. So the strongest men in the village climbed the mountain. It took them a long time to climb to the top. When they arrived, they saw the big wooden loom. But the seat was empty. Elara was gone. They looked everywhere. Elara, Cloud Weaver, but they were not there. They found only one thing. On the seat of the loom there was a single strand of silver thread. It shined in the sun. The men understood. They knew that Elara put herself into the rain. She became the rain to save them. The men went back to the village. They told the story. They were sad, but they were also grateful. And that is why, my friends, we must love the rain. Sometimes people complain. They say, "Oh no, it's raining. I want to go to the beach. I hate the rain." But remember Elara. Rain is life. Rain is a sacrifice. Without the rain, we have no flowers, we have no food, we have no life. Now, whenever it rains in that village, the people do not use umbrellas. They walk outside. They let the water touch their faces. They smile at the sky, and they whisper, "Thank you, Elara." So the next time you see a gray cloud, don't be sad. Look closely. Maybe you will see the silver thread of the Cloud Weaver. Thank you for listening to this story. Tell me in the comments, do you like the rain or do you prefer the sun? I will see you next time. Goodbye.